Manchester United were an absolute embarrassment last season. Not only did they give Spurs their first trophy in nearly 20 years, but they actually somehow finished 15th in the Premier League. Mind you, United spent absolutely millions once again on their squad last season, bringing in the likes of Ugarte, De Ligt, Xerxes, Yoro, and still had an embarrassment of a season. Although United fans have taken to Amorim really well, he is without doubt under pressure to get Man United off to a flying start next season. But let's be honest, United need a proper manager. That's where I come in. As today we are taking charge of Manchester United and we are going to restore them as the world's best team by ultimately winning them the Champions League trophy. There's a lot of hard work to be done in this rebuild, so let's get started. So this is the Manchester United team we have loaded into in FC25, and by Manchester United's very high standards, this team is shocking. However, I do actually like the formation that Amorim was trying to implement, so we're going to stick with it, boys. Now, the first order of business for this rebuild, it is clear out season. For season 1, the likes of Rashford, Sancho, Antony, even the likes of Tyrell Malacia are all out on loan. When they get back from their loans, they are getting sold. In season 1, however, we are going to be focusing on loaning out some of our younger, high potential players and developing our own high potential youngsters like Lenny Yoro, who's going straight into the starting 11. Two other players who will be going straight into the starting 11 are Kobe Mainoo and Amad Diallo. These guys are the future of Manchester United. We need to get them playing instantly. But one player who is definitely not the future of Manchester United is Rasmus Højlund. Now, I do think in a few seasons time he will have a role to play at United, so he is going to be listed for loan, but it's become very public knowledge that Alejandro Garnacho is not happy at Manchester United. I've got no complaints about selling him in season 1. Now, Manchester United start off with £125 million in the bank, which is a very competitive budget, and in real life they have just announced the signing of Matheus Cunha of Wolves. So you know what we've got to do, boys. We've got to bring him to Old Trafford in FC25, and we have brought Matheus Cunha to Manchester United for significantly less than what United paid in real life. Just £36 million has been spent to bring him to Old Trafford, and we have now got £85 million in the bank. Where do I want to spend this £85 million? Well, I think it's very, very obvious, boys. We need a striker. Man United are screaming out for one, and I've got just a man in mind who's been linked in real life. And we have managed to sign our #1 transfer target and a man who is linked with Man United in real life. That is right, boys. We have brought Victor Gyökeres to Old Trafford for £95 million. And if you're familiar with my rebuilds, you'll know how alien this actually is. In my usual rebuilds, I'm lucky to sign a 70 rated player in season 1, let alone an 86 rated player, and Gyökeres just looks the real deal. His stats are amazing. Good age at 26-year-old, 86 rated striker. I'm hoping his goals will help fire Manchester United back to the Champions League at the very least. Now, in order to make this signing, we did have to make a little bit of wiggle room in the squad. Players who have left the club in real life like Christian Eriksen, Tom Heaton and Johnny Evans were all sold. We have also cashed in on Alejandro Garnacho. He has gone to Villarreal for £22.3 million, and we have also loaned out quite a few players. Chido Orbit and Harry Amas will spend the next 2 seasons on loan to other clubs. We have also loaned out Patrick Dorgu and Rasmus Højlund to Lille and Bournemouth on 1-season loans. We're going to be keeping a keen eye on how Rasmus Højlund does over in France. And this starting 11 is so alien for me to be starting off with in a rebuild. Gyökeres and Cunha are added to the club. They look absolutely amazing. This team looks really, really solid for season 1, and I do think we've got a really good chance of getting into the top 4 with this team. Well, in real life, Man United finished 15th, so I think we've got a bit of a free hit in season 1. Well, how do I want this Man United team to play? We've got to go with tiki-taka, boys. I want to play nice, attractive on the eye football. But lads, I've had a little bit of a thought. I'm actually going to switch this formation up a little bit. We are going to go for the 3-2-3-2 formation. 3 centre-backs, 2 defensive midfielders, 2 wingers, an attacking midfielder and 2 strikers. I felt like the previous formation was lacking a little bit of defensive cover. With Mainoo and Ugarte sitting a little bit deeper, it gives our front 5 more freedom to attack opposition defences. So because we're implementing a new formation with Manchester United, we've slightly tweaked the personnel. Amad and Cunha will play as wingers in this team, and Joshua Xerxes comes in to partner Victor Gyökeres up front. This is a really big season for the likes of Joshua Xerxes. He needs to develop and score a few goals, otherwise he could be replaced in season 2. But now our starting 11 is officially locked in for season 1. This is the first time in a long time we have started off with a fantastic team. And I can't lie, if we don't get at least into the Europa League this season and challenge to win a domestic cup, I'm going to be furious. So this wouldn't be a Manchester United rebuild without a little bit of youth scouting. We are going to be scouting England in season 1. And in season 1 recently, we've been scouting goalkeepers. We're doing the same in today's video. But after the signings of Matheus Cunha and Victor Gyökeres, our transfer window is officially done. We have done some amazing business in season 1. And with our starting 11 finalised and our youth scouts off scouting, there's nothing left we can do in the first season but simulate forward straight through to May. And you know the goal, boys. We have got to get Manchester United back into Europe, otherwise this season's been a complete failure. So we have now arrived at the end of season number 1, lads, and bearing in mind Man United finished 15th in real life. Anything above 15th is an improvement, and we have managed to finish 4th in the Premier League, securing Champions League football in our first season. It was only actually 6 points off title winning Liverpool, although they did have massively superior goal difference. We only lost 5 games as well, so this first season has been a really big success. Hopefully we can follow up finishing 4th and Champions League qualification with a few trophies. Well, in the Community Shield, we did lose to our rivals Manchester City. They beat us 2-0. And in the FA Cup, we would make the semi-finals, but once again lose to our rivals Man City at Wembley. They beat us 2-0. Really disappointed to lose to City twice at Wembley in one season. And we also didn't win the Carabao Cup, boys. So no trophies at all in season number 1. That is really disappointing. But the starting 11 is looking really good at the end of season number 1. Everyone in the starting 11 is now above 80 rated, as Yoro, Manu and Xerxes have had really good seasons in terms of development. They're only going to continue to get better. I think in the season 2 transfer window, though, the main position that I want to improve is definitely the goalkeeper. Onana is absolutely shocking. He's not bad in FC25, but in real life, he is shocking. So he is definitely getting replaced. And after signing a goalkeeper, we need to sign some players for our bench. I've just noticed that the squad is so small due to the amount of players that we sent out on loan and sold in the last transfer window. We may even have to look to recall a few of the players we've sent out on loan just to fill the squad out a bit, as we are going to be in the Champions League next season and we are going to need a big squad. So our star performers this season, I think it was pretty obvious who it were going to be. Fernandes and Gyökeres both scored 27 goals, but Fernandes also got 15 assists. He was amazing. Gyökeres really encouraging for season as well, and Xerxes really surprised me. 21 goals and 7 assists. He has definitely nailed down that second striker position at Manchester United. It's nice to see that Rashford's had a good season at Aston Villa. He's back from loan next season and we may even keep him around. So we have now arrived in season number 2, boys, and we've got 126 million in the bank. Really good competitive budget. A goalkeeper is definitely top of our wish list, and quite a few of our loan players have returned. Rashford goes straight onto the bench. He can play at striker and left mid. He's a really key player to have. I have noticed, looking at the rest of the squad, we don't have many good backup defensive midfielders, as Casemiro is 33 and on the decline. Toby Collier's 21 and 70 rated, not good enough for Champions League. I think along with a new goalkeeper, we are also going to need a backup CDM in this transfer window, and that'll put us in a much better position heading into the Champions League. So boys, a goalkeeper and CDM were on our wish list for season number 2, and we have acquired both targets. The CDM signing we felt needed to have some Champions League experience, so we have signed Denis Zakaria of Monaco for £33 million, 82 rated, 28-year-old, 6'3", an absolute powerhouse in the centre of midfield. Got loads of experience in the Champions League, World Cups, European tournaments. He will be an excellent backup to Ugarte and Manu. I then felt we needed a goalkeeper we could build the team around for years to come, so we headed over to France to sign Lucas Chevalier from Lille, £49 million. He's 23-year-old, 84 rated, fantastic goalkeeping stats, already a better player than Onana, and he is one of the best goalkeepers in FC25 career mode. Now lads, we are expecting a very busy transfer window in terms of outgoings. As you can see, so many players are listed for either loan or transfer. All these players have got no future at the club, and that includes Jadon Sancho and Anthony. But it'll be just the one change to the starting 11 heading into season number 2. Chevalier is in goal, and there's one change to the bench as Zakaria comes in Toby Collier. I think the bench is looking a lot more well-rounded. No one on there is below 78 rated, and I think our starting 11 is looking very strong. We need to be winning some trophies this season because the Manchester United board have set us a target. We have to win one major trophy this season, or in the next summer transfer window we will have to sell our highest rated player, and we don't want that, as that is Victor Gyökeres. So it's absolutely essential that we win a trophy in season 2, because for every season we don't win a trophy, the punishments are going to get more severe. And lads, we have seen an absolute raft of players leave the club in this transfer window. A lot of young players who had no future at Man United, and the likes of Anthony have gone to Aston Villa. Jadon Sancho has gone to Bournemouth, so they've both stayed in the Premier League. And as you can see, we have loaned out loads of our young players, with even more youngsters set to go out on loan just to get them up to speed, playing more games, because they aren't going to get them at Manchester United. But with that being said, lads, our transfer window is done in terms of incomings, and our starting 11 is now locked in for season number 2. So more deals are taking place off camera just to get young players out on loan for season number 2. I feel like we have got Manchester United ready to be back in the Champions League, so let's see how we get on by simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. So we have arrived at the end of the season, lads, and before I show you the league standings, I want to give a big round of applause to whoever put a release clause in Kobbie Mainoo's contract. He has signed for Arsenal for just £41 million, and I only realised this halfway through the season. It is a good job we signed Dennis Zakaria. So how did the sale of Mainoo affect our season? Well, we only went and won the Premier League, boys. We finished 3 points clear of second place Spurs on 79 points. Manchester United are the champions of England for what would be the first time in 15 years. And you know what this means, boys? We get to keep our best players in season 3. We don't have to sell them, as we have won a major trophy. But we did lose in the Carabao Cup final 4-2 to Arsenal, and at this point I just found out Mainoo had gone. You could imagine I was sweating a bit here, thinking if we don't win a trophy, our players are gone, and we just got bounced off Arsenal in a cup final. Good job we won the Premier League. In the FA Cup, we made the quarterfinals. Brighton beat us 2-1, and in the Champions League we would meet Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, and they would narrowly edge us out 6-5 in a thrilling encounter. Hopefully next season we can go a step further in the Champions League. So because we won the Premier League, Gyökeres and Fernandes, who are both our best players, are staying at Man United, but we need to bring in a new CDM next season, as Mainoo has gone. Zakaria's done a really good job filling in, but we need a younger player who's got a higher ceiling. Team is looking really strong though, boys. It's undeniable. Lowest rated player in our starting 11 is 84 rated, and I think we are taking an amazing team into season 3. We just need to get that CDM position sorted, and I think we could be on for a very successful third season as Manchester United boss. Now at the end of the season, we are saying goodbye to Casemiro as he is retiring. We're also releasing Joe Hugel, Sonny, Ali Joffrey, Reece Bennett and Ethan Ennis. None of them are good enough to play for Manchester United. Now in terms of stats, Victor Gyökeres was unbelievable this season, getting 45 goals and 7 assists, and Bruno Fernandes as well was amazing, getting 29 goals and 20 assists. After that, boys, there weren't really many goal involvements from the rest of the squad, but Rasmus Højlund did score 9 goals in 12 Champions League games for Lille. He's back with us next season. He's going to be a very welcome addition to our squad. So we have now arrived in season 3, and given all the player sales last season plus winning the Premier League, we've got £216 million in the bank. This means we can definitely sign our top defensive midfield targets, which is a massive plus point for us, as we are going for a very ambitious signing. So we have gone out into the transfer market, boys, made 2 new signings. Let's run through the CDM first. We have gone and signed one of the best players in the Premier League, Bruno Guimaraes of Newcastle United, for £60 million. He is 28 years old, 86 rated with amazing stats. He will be an unbelievable midfield partner for Ugarte going forward. Now, boys, our attacking midfield options at the club are limited to just Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, 2 players who are aging. Bruno could start to decrease in overall at any time. I felt like we needed to bring a player in who will be ready to step up if Bruno does start to decrease in overall, so we went to the French league to sign Thiago Almada of Lyon for £55 million. He is 25-year-old, 84 rated with absolutely amazing stats, and if Bruno starts to decrease in overall, Almada will be there to take his place. So this will be the Manchester United team to take us into season number 3. It's absolutely stacked on paper. Even the bench is looking unbelievable as well. Maguire is the only player below 80 rated on that bench, and I'm genuinely expecting big things from the reigning Premier League champions in season 3. We need to start racking up the trophies in this rebuild, because this starting 11 is more than capable of winning loads of trophies. This starting 11 is officially locked in for season number 3. So Guimaraes and Almada will be the only signings of season number 3. Our transfer window is now finished. So we have kicked off season 3 in very disappointing fashion, losing to Newcastle United in the Community Shield 5-3 on penalties. It is just a glorified friendly, however. We'll be judged on our performance in the domestic cups, the Premier League and the Champions League come the end of the season. However, getting off to a losing start is a bit concerning as we are kicking off the first 3 games with Chelsea and Liverpool. Need to try and get as many points as we can from these games, bounce back from the losing the Community Shield. But when all's said and done, there's nothing left we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of season number 3. Let's see how the reigning Premier League champions get on. So we have arrived at the end of the season, lads, and it's back-to-back Premier League trophies for Manchester United, and we were amazing this season, finishing on 91 points, 11 points clear of second place Manchester City. It's a second Premier League trophy of the rebuild added to our trophy cabinet, and Manchester United are officially back thanks to us. But unfortunately, in the FA Cup, we would reach the final and lose to Crystal Palace 2-1. The Eagles ultimately getting revenge from the 2016 FA Cup final, but we would go on to win the Carabao Cup, boys. We beat Preston 3-1 in the final. That's a Carabao Cup trophy added to our trophy cabinet. Have we got space for one more? Because we are in the Champions League final, lads, and you're not going to believe this. It is a Manchester derby in the Champions League final. We are taking on Man City. This is going to be one of the best Champions League finals we've ever had on this channel. So in the league phase, we were amazing. We finished third, and interestingly, City finished top. In the round of 16, we had a thrilling tie with AC Milan, winning 3-2 an aggregate, winning the first leg 3-0 but losing the second leg 2-0. We would then absolutely batter Athletic Club 8-4 over 2 legs, winning the second leg 5-1. Bit of a demolition job there. And in the semi-finals, we would beat Real Madrid 4-2 over 2 legs, City beating Dortmund to set up a Manchester derby in the final. This is going to be insane. Now, we know City are going to be bringing an amazing team into the final. We are taking an amazing team as well. Unfortunately, Matheus Cunha is suspended for the final. Luckily though, we signed Thiago Almada and he will start on the right wing for the game. Our lowest rated player in the starting 11 is 86 rated. This is an absolute monstrous team, full of superstars, with a very strong bench as well, it has to be said, boys. I'm confident we can get City B in this final, take the ultimate bragging rights from our neighbours. Now, in terms of stats this season, Victor Gyökeres was amazing, 40 goals and 5 assists, but Bruno was our best player, getting 37 goals and 17 assists. Big shout out to Amad Diallo as well, who got 22 assists. That is absolutely insane. We were amazing this season, carried again by Gyökeres and Bruno. And we now have a chance to finish this rebuild in just 3 seasons, which never happens on this channel. We've got the small task of beating our neighbours first. I want to win this final so bad, boys. Live from the Estadio Metropolitano. Let's just check the Manchester City team before this game gets on the way. They've obviously still got Haaland, Echeverri, Savio, Valverde and Rodri in midfield. 2 90 rated players. That's going to be difficult to get through. Guardiola, Kusanov, Ake, Kuto and Lunin. Do you know what, boys? We've got the same amount of 90 rated players, but I think our team is stronger as they've got a few 83, 81 rated players in their team. Bruno Guimaraes to Bruno Fernandes. Amad Diallo. What a ball! Gyökeres is in! Less than 10 minutes on the clock! It's 1-0 to Man United, boys. Victor Gyökeres with a goal. A huge gap in the Man City back line. And with our first chance of the game, where is City's defence, by the way? Gyökeres makes no mistake. He has been banging the goals in this season. We are already 1-0 up in this Champions League final. Get a foot in. Bernardo Silva, good save by Chevalier. City, instant response from City, to be fair. Echeverri for City. Don't let Haaland shoot. Good save by Chevalier. City really knocking on the door. Need to get a foothold in this game. Since we've scored, it's been all City. It's Guardiola. Valverde, another great save by Chevalier. Get a foot in. What a block by De Ligt. And that's half time, boys. 1-0 to United. City have been by far the better team, and our 91 rated goalkeeper Chevalier has been immense. He's the difference between the two sides at the minute. I have never been more certain in all my time playing FC25 that we need a second goal in this game. Oh no, Foden! What a save by Chevalier, man. City are just cutting through us with absolute ease, to be fair. Xerxes. Can he get past Ake? He can. He gets past another tackle. Xerxes. Oh, that were the chance. That were the chance. We needed that to go in. We're now into the 90th minute, boys. Come on, 1 minute of added time. And there is the full-time whistle, boys. We've beat Man City 1-0. And we don't even need to have a discussion about the Scott Attempts game in Hall of Fame for this one. Lucas Chevalier is instantly inducted to the Hall of Fame. He was ridiculous in this final. And what a sight this is for Manchester United fans. Bruno Fernandes is about to lift the Champions League trophy for the Reds. And Manchester United are once again the champions of Europe. And that's another rebuild successfully boxed off. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does really help me out. And I will see you next week when we head back to the French League.